I want to look at some basic shamanic principles that form the foundation of the journey that lies ahead of us. And the first of these is that the outer world, the outer physical world, is a reflection of our inner metaphysical world. Let's step onto the path. When we use the Australian dreaming wheel, the fundamental tool of my tradition's shamanic practice, we always start in the east where the sun rises. And the symbol of the disk of the sun crossing the horizon at dawn, that symbol gives us a mirror, a burnished mirror that reflects back symbolically in our outer world, in this physical realm, everything that is going on in our inner world, our thoughts, our emotions, how we feel and experience this world on the inside. So if when we look out into the world and we listen to the news and we observe what's going on in our community around us, our society around us, if that brings us great pain or upsets us or makes us angry or frustrated, takes away our hope or leaves us confused or despairing, that in itself shows us something about what's going on the inside. Because someone else can look at that very same world, that very same community and society, and feel completely different about it, even though they see the same things. But they will experience that world very differently because their inner world is in a different place. And what they're experiencing in there resonates with different aspects of the outer world. Whereas one person might see all the negative darkness in something that's going on. Other people observe that as well, but they are more connected with the positives that are also happening there at the same time, the things that are bringing hope and opportunity and potential for what lies ahead. Right now, our world is an extremely challenging place. With the pandemic, climate change, ever looming on the horizon, so many conflicts between nations, so many philosophical and moral issues being dealt with at society level. It's easy to lose faith and hope and believe that we are all headed towards continually deepening darkness. However, there are some people that don't feel like that. Even in the midst of all that, they believe that there is opportunity here, and they still have hope that we as a community, as a society, as a race, as a world, can turn things around and will turn things around. And that tells us something about, again, where they sit on the inside. If we find ourselves in our lives in a time and in a place that feels particularly dark, and we are starting to lose hope and belief in ourselves, in our world, in the journey ahead, we have two things we could consider doing to move things in a better direction. Some aspects of our outer world we might be able to change that would have an immediate improvement on how we feel about things. We may be in a job that just doesn't suit us. It's something that we need to move on from. And doing so, even though that might be challenging, would straight away make us feel better. We may be in a relationship that is not serving us, or living in a house or a place that is making everything harder. We may have people around us that are emphasizing and reinforcing the negative aspects of life. And if we were free of them, again, we would immediately feel better and lighter. So we could change our lives by working outside in, by working outside in. Changing the outer world would immediately start to impact in a positive way our inner world. The other thing we could do, of course, is bring some focus to our inner world and do that inner work. start working with what we think, how we feel about things, what we believe ourselves and our world to be, what we believe our possibilities are. We do inner work through reflection, contemplation, meditation. We go into nature and we retreat and sit quietly and begin to listen to other guiding voices, not just the babble of our minds, but perhaps the guiding wisdom that our heart might offer. And so over time we can change our inner world to be more accepting, to be more tolerant, to be more expansive, more open, and to start resonating with the good in things rather than just the bad. And so we also work inside out. And so we also work inside out. And accordingly, as we change on the inside, we will start to see and experience the outer world differently. And not only will we experience it differently, but we will respond to that outer world in a different way. We will do things differently. Some of our previous behaviors, lifestyle aspects, they will just naturally start to fall away because our inner beliefs, values, what we hold as important have shifted, and those behaviors are no longer reflecting those values and beliefs. So they naturally fall away. We don't have to force them. Some practices and therapies work particularly on outside affecting the inner world. Others work exclusively on the inside and hope that that will change the outer world sufficiently. With shamanic practice, it's important that we do both. We work inside out and outside in, and our journey around the dreaming wheel through the different seasons, through the night and the day, through the summer and the winter, they all guide us on where we should put our focus. It is like the yin-yang symbol. Half of it is dark, half of it is light. The darkness has a spot of light in it, and the light has a spot of darkness in it. And we need to move through both these realms, for they bring equilibrium to our journey. And one without the other will not bring us to fullness, will not allow us to resonate authentically with everything that this life has to offer. Journey well.